sixth topic, that is flow control, and which is the today's topic of discussion. We have already seen the if-else and if-else ladder. We'll go through it once more. For example, we have built a calculator using if and else. So I'll give a quick recap. Let's say A equal, I'm taking a number A equal to input, enter first number. Enter second number. Choice. Enter your choice. Maybe C. I can write in the bracket 1 addition, 2 subtraction, multiplication and division. Or we can just format it a little bit, like enter your choice, /n, /n, /. I'm just formatting the way it should be displayed on the screen. Enter choice based on the above. Enter based on value based on the above choices. It's okay. Enter number of choices. Okay. So let us run this and see how it prints. See, enter the first number, let's say 20. Enter the second number 30. See, it is showing addition, subtraction, multiplication, and division. It has a bracket coming in here, so I have to remove this. Okay. Enter from the above choices. So this is how it works. Okay. Let it be now. So once this is done, see, /n is the escape sequence character we are using to create a new line. So every time it is creating a new line, and I can also write a print statement here, like calculator maybe. Simple calculator. So see, we can do one thing. Now, if A, if the choice is equal to 1, then we need to do the sum, right? Print the sum. Print addition result. A plus B. Okay. Now I am writing the second condition, but we cannot write if. It is elif. We have learned before about the ladder. We are just building the ladder now. Elif, elif, and elif. Then else, print. Sorry, you have entered a wrong choice. So I'm running this program now. Enter the first number 30, second number 20. Simple calculator. Enter from the above choices. Let's say 1. See, addition result is 50. The program is done. So here I have to write subtraction as well. This is not done yet. So now I'll run it again. It's 30, 22. The subtraction is working very fine. Again, 30, 10. Choice 3. What happened? Okay, I haven't changed. See, it is not showing me wrong choice because I haven't chosen the I haven't written the condition of 3 here, so it's not working. I have to replace this choices with 3 and 4. Now if I do it, 30, 10, 3. See, the multiplication is 300. Now it is working fine because we didn't have the condition earlier. So now we'll check the last one. So 30, 40, let's say 24. See, 2.0 is giving the quotient after dividing it. Now we'll check the last one. Any number, we'll just give 5. See, sorry, we have entered the wrong choice. So we have just built a calculator using the if-else ladder. Still now, anyone is having any doubt?
No.
So you saw, right? These are the gaps that we have. These are actually the /n escape sequence character to make it look good. If you want to write one more here, it will say here I want a gap between these two lines because it is not looking good. So I'm just adding /n here. See, I'm running it. Say there is a gap came in. So if you want to make the UI look good, you can control it with this escape sequence characters by providing new lines wherever you want.
Thank you, boss.
Cool. So now we will move on to the next topic. That's if-else and if-else ladder is done. How we use conditions using if-else, we can generate those responses. Now we will move on to while loop. Now these are looping statements. Initially those were conditional statements because we have condition. In looping statements we do have conditions, but it is used to iterate the value more than once. For that we use it. We will be learning about while loop. While loop, the syntax of the while loop is like this: while, then we write condition here and colon, then we write the statements. Okay. This is how it works. Similar to if. What we do in if, we just write if, then we write the condition, then we write the statements. So you can see both the syntax are almost similar. So now how do we use it? For example, if you are going to write a program, let's say from 1 to 10, if write a program to print numbers from 1 to 10. Now you won't be printing it 10 times, right? So for that, if you have to write print statement, if you don't know loop, you have to write it like this: print 1, then like this you have to write 10 times, print 2, print 3, print 4. This will work, but this is not possible, right? If the range becomes 10,000, you won't be writing it so many times. So in that case, we have the looping statements in Python. So with different looping statements, you can write it. So we will learn about while loop. With the help of while loop, we will learn how to write a range of number from 1 to 10. So in this case, what happens? First, you have to initialize the input. Let's say x equal to 1. I have taken the first number. Now in the condition, I will write that x should go till 10. X less than equal to 10. Okay. Statement, what I want it to be printed on the screen. Print x. Okay. So this is done. But what happens here is x, the value assigned to the x is 1, and while entering while loop, it checks the condition. The purpose of the while loop is after while whatever is written, it checks the condition and then executes the statements. So I need to assign a value as 1 initially so that it can check this condition. So that is why on the very first line, I have assigned a value of 1. Now x is 1 at this point. So we are checking the condition, is x less than equal to 10? Yes, it is true. This gives you a true value. Okay. So once the decision is true, it goes inside and it executes the statement. If it is false, it won't go inside. So now since it is false, that true, so it will print the x value. So let's run it. See, it is keeping on printing 1, 1, 1. Why? See, it has become an infinite loop. So this is a kind of error. So what happened here is, this is a loop. It keeps on rotating like this every time. Now x is 1. It goes inside, checks this condition. Yes, it is 1. So it goes and prints 1 here. Then again it revolves around to the loop. Again it checks this condition. It is 1. So again it enters. It keeps on rotating in a loop unless and until this condition is not satisfied. When the condition is not satisfied, it goes out of the loop. But you can see every time it is satisfying this condition because it is always 1 and it is always less than equal to 10. So what we have to do, we have to just write, let me stop this. Okay. Let me write x plus equal to 1. What is this? This is the assignment operator we have learned, shorthand notation. This means x equal to x plus 1. That means x is already 1. Then we take 1 plus, we add 1 to it. 1 plus 1 is 2. We save 2 in x. So now the new value of x is 2. So what happens now is x is 1. It goes inside, checks the value whether x is less than 10. Yes, it is less than 10. It goes inside, prints 1. Then again it becomes 2 here. Again goes to the loop. Again at the beginning of the loop, checks 2 is less than 10. Yes, it is less than 10. It goes and prints x. X is now 2 in the second case. So again here x is equal to x plus 1. That means x equal to 2 plus 1 because x is 2 now. 1 is added, it becomes 3. Then again goes to the beginning of the loop. So there is an invisible loop going on here till the condition is not satisfied. So now when it becomes 3, 3 is also less than 10. It goes inside, executes this value, prints 3. Then again becomes 4. Like this, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. When it comes 10, it will go inside, print, and then it becomes 11 here at this point. When it becomes 11, it goes inside, checks here. This is false, right? 11 is not less than 10. It comes out of the loop and the program ends. Now I'm running this program. Let's see how it works. See. From 1 to 10, it got printed and the loop stopped automatically because the condition is not fulfilling anymore, because 10 plus 1 at this point is 11. When it goes from here to the start of the loop, the condition is not matching. It is giving you false instead of true. That is why it came out of the loop.
I wanted to ask a question. Is this process or this idea of incrementation is the same one that they use to automate tools in in the cloud, for example?
Yeah, cloud, they use the same thing. They have different kinds of loop. This is a while loop. There is one more like for loop. There is a do while loop. Different types of loops are there. Based on that, they do the looping or the incrementing.
Because the idea in the cloud is that whatever you can do on the console, provisioning the resource in your environment, the idea is to automate that using some tools, as I told you, Terraform. But you basically do that using these tools, but these tools are just going to trigger some API calls, on the platform, so that these API are going to provision those resources that we need in our environment. So so to say, to build the infrastructure. So as I was seeing it, the loop going on and on, provisioning, the one continuously. I was thinking, this is basically like it should be the same idea that we have.
In your cloud, you are using while loop and the for loop to execute multiple lines, multiple tasks at a time, automating it. This is the basic fundamental that is being used inside cloud.
That's what I was trying to.
And this while statement does that. If you write while and hover into it over it.
Sorry for cutting you off. Go ahead, please.
Yeah, you can say.
Okay, I was trying to say, because in the cloud, they might calling it a different way.
Yeah, name will be different.
But the result is almost the same. You understand what I mean?
Yeah, the name is different, but in the back end where you cannot see the code, it is already written in while loop or for loop.
That's what I'm trying to say. They might calling it in a different way, but the result, actually what the UI, the users see on the UI, look like what you just do. It was doing during the test. It was, the test.
Yeah, in the UI, they usually name it in such a way that a normal user can understand. Not everyone knows coding, right? So they have to name it something so that it can be easily readable.
No, so it can be user friendly. Okay.
Yeah. You can see here the while statement, the definition is given. The while statement is used for repeated execution as long as an expression is true. This is what happened right now. You saw like when the x is 1, it was always true, so it was executing. Once I incremented it, every time it entered the loop, after 10 repetition or after 10 loops, it became 11. So on the last loop, it didn't succeed, or it did not execute as the expression became false. So the condition wasn't fulfilled. So that is why it came out and stopped. So the basic thing here is you have to know how to write the condition. Rest all are based on the condition. You have to add the lines accordingly, whatever you want based on your requirement. So I'll show the same thing here in for loop. Now we'll move on. So this is while loop. Now I will show you for loop. I'll take the similar example and show you how for loop works. I'm just running this program. See, it gives the same result. Even this program gives the same result, whatever was written here. What happened here is, the range, we have learned about range, which is a sequence type, where we are providing the initial position, final position, and step. Here in this case, step is by default 1. So if I'm not writing anything or mentioning, it means the step is 1. So that whatever is the initial position, the count starts from there. But when we reach the final position, it is actually final position -1. Till that point, the range is actually defined. So for loop, what for loop does it? It loops the value, whatever is there in the range, it loops that many number of times. So what happened here is, we have taken a variable x where the value of range is being inserted or saved in x, and then that value is printed inside the for loop block. So here range, first the value of range is 1, so it is assigned to x, then it is printed. Again the loop revolves, again range value becomes 2. So here whatever you did by x equal to x plus 1, this task is being done by this range itself. And for revolving it, while loop was used, here for loop is used. But that notation or the definition of both the loops are different. Syntax, as you can say, is different, but the purpose is same. They are fulfilling the same purpose. It's up to you. Whatever you feel right, you can use that loop. Usually people use for loop most of the time because it's easy to write within one line. So then we will move on to the break statement and continue statement. Let's say here, what is the purpose of break? As the word itself defines, like break means you have to break out of the loop. Break is used inside a loop because what it may happen that I don't want to execute the program so many times. Like there, we are printing from 1 to 10. I want to print till number, whatever is given by the input, by the user as an input. Let's say I'm taking an input, a number equal to 90. Input. Enter a number to break between 1 to 10. So I'm running this program. This is asking me to enter a number from 1 to 10. Let's say 5 I have entered, but it is printing till 10 because I haven't changed anything here. We have just taken an input. Now what I want is, it should be, it should print till 5. I don't want this to be printed. So what I'll do, I need a condition, right? The purpose of the for loop is to loop it or automate it. It doesn't know what needs to be done, that we have to define inside it. But only the purpose of loop is to repeat it as many times it is written on the range. Now it will repeat it, but what task it will do, that we have to define now. Since we know that we have to define it based on the input that is being taken, now we will use that if, since it is a condition, we are using a condition. Now we are combining if else ladder with loop. If n is less than equal to 5, or maybe if n is equal to 5, okay, then just break. Okay, so let's see how it works now. Not 5, here n will not be there, here x will be equal to n, because n is the input that we have taken. N is 5 now. If we are entering 5, x is the value which is being used inside the for loop. So every time x, it will check for the first time if x is 1, okay, it is equal to 5, no it is not, so it will not break, it will not go inside, it will print. So I can write a else block also here. If you want, we can write else, then here we can write the print statement. So what happens is, if this condition is true, it will break and come out of the loop, else it will keep on executing and printing. So let's run this program. Let's see how it works. See here, if I'm giving 4, okay, now see 1, 2, 3 is being printed, the rest all are not getting printed. Even though I am running the loop from 1 to 10, it is not printing only 3. What happened here is, you have taken at this point n is equal to 3, n is equal to 4, it goes inside the loop, it checks, it starts from 1, the value of x is 1, it goes inside, it checks if 1 is equal to 3, no, then if no, then it executes the else statement, it prints x is 1, so 1 got printed. Next time again the loop goes inside here, it gets incremented by 2, x value is 2 now, 2 is equal to 4, no, then it goes to this else statement and it gets printed, so 2 gets printed. Next time 3 goes here, 3 is equal to 4, no, so then it goes and prints here 3. Again when it goes to the next iteration or the looping, then the value of x is now 4, 4 is equal to 4, yes it is, then it breaks and comes out of the loop and stops the loop, it just jumps out of the loop. Okay, so that is why only 1, 2, 3 got printed. What if I want to 4 also to get printed? So what I can do, I can just do one thing, I can print this before the condition is getting checked and remove else. We don't need else. Whenever for the first time it enters, it will print it, then it will check. Now what happens if I run it? See, if I give 4 here, see 4 is getting printed this time. What happened here is, I have done a slight change. Whenever initially whenever it enters the loop, it will print the number, then it will check. So every time 1 is getting entered, 1 will get printed, then it will check whether 1 is equal to 4 or not. Similarly, when it will rotate 4 times, 4, when it becomes 4 will get printed before checking the condition. So once 4 is getting printed, then we'll check the condition after that and then break out of the loop. So next time when 5 will go, 5 won't go because it is already breaking out. So did you understand the break statement and the purpose of it?
Can you explain it again, please?
Okay. Let me share the screen. So we have taken a number n equal to int input, enter a number. So then we have taken for x in range 1 to 11 colon print x if x is equal to n break. This is the program. So now I will tell you what happens here. So this is the console. When you run the program, first this gets printed here. Enter a number like this. When you give 4 here, this 4 goes here and saves here. So there is a container here which is named n. This container has 4 inside it. Now we will use this value everywhere in the program. So once this is done, it goes in, then it goes to the next line after this. Now here we know that range is from 1 to 11. So in for loop, this range goes here and sets a loop like from 1 to 11. I have to rotate. I will execute 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11. 11 times I have to execute. 10 times. Why? Because the range has defined it 1 to 10 times I have to do, because final position is always -1 and this is the initial position. So for the very first time this is the for loop. For the very first time I have the value of x. I have to execute with value of x equal to 1. Now when the value of x is 1, it goes inside, it goes here, then prints this value x. At this point prints x is 1, so 1 got printed in the console. Then it moves to the next line, checks if x is 1 is equal to n. N we know is 4. So 1 is equal to n. No, it is not. So it won't enter here. It won't enter here. It will just go back to the loop again, because in the for loop we have mentioned there are 10 times it has to rotate. So unless it is not false or it is broken using the break statement, it will keep on going. Now next time when it reaches the end of the line, since this is not getting executed anymore, so it goes again to the next iteration. So now x is equal to 2, since the range has defined it from 1 to 11. So x is 2, it again goes inside second time. This is the second rotation I will take. Now x is again 2. X is 2, from here it goes to 2 and prints here. 2 gets printed. Then again it checks 2 is equal to 4. No, it is not. So again it jumps from here, last line to the first line. Then again x is now 3. X is 3 because range has given that you have to execute third time. So again it prints 3 here at this stage. Then from here again it checks x is equal to 4. No, it is not. Still it is not executed. Again it jumps back. Then now finally, since x comes to 4, from here x equal to 4. Here it moves to the next line, prints 4 here. Then it moves here. It checks, okay, 4 is equal to 4 because n is 4 at this stage. So it is true, right? It gives true. Once if in the if condition, if it is true, that means this is getting executed now. Now break gets executed. Instead of in the previous cases you saw it, this all goes upside. But once the break has been executed, it just jumps out of the loop, of the entire for loop. It jumps out and the program stops here. So these don't get printed anymore because of the break statement got true. So you can see in the console only 1, 2, 3, 4 got printed. It won't go to 5 since range is ready to provide the 5th one here, but it won't go because this the for loop is no more valid now. This for loop is no more valid now. This break statement just broke out of the loop for this for block. This is the for block. It came out of the for block. Harmik.
Yes.
Did you understand now?
Yeah.
So, Stephen?
Yes, sir.
Any more doubts?
No, I'm good. Thank you.
Okay, so we'll move on to experiment the next one, that is continue. The next statement that we use is continue statement. So this break that you have seen just now, this is known as keyword. For is a keyword, while is a keyword, if is a keyword. That is why in naming conventions, I have mentioned that you should not use a keyword while writing a variable. Like we are writing a variable with x or n. We cannot write like if equal to 1. This is not, it will throw an error because if is a keyword. Similarly, break you cannot write. You cannot use break as a variable because these are keywords. Now, let's start with a new one. Like, we'll take the similar example, but instead of break, I will write continue. See what it does. Make some changes here. Or maybe we'll just print it. Make it more simpler. See. This print is not inside if. It is just normally printing. First, I will show you the break ones. Let's run it. Let's write 5 this. See what happened here. For loop runs from 1 to 5 or 1 to 4. It will run. 1 to 10. It will run from 1 to 10. First, when it comes, 1 is equal to 5. No, it is not. So it will print. So it is printing 1. In this way, it will go 2, 3, 4. 4 is equal to 4. As 4 is equal to 5. No, it is not. It will print 4. Once it becomes 5, 5 is equal to 5. Yes, it is equal to 5, whatever we have entered here. So it will break out of the loop. So it didn't print after 5 or after 4. Now, when I replace it with continue, I'm running this. The purpose of the continue is to skip that part in the loop. Now, if I'm writing 5 here, you can see 5 is not getting printed here. Instead of 5, all the elements got printed. So continue is actually to skip the iteration. The number of times it is rotating is known as iteration. So you can see in the first iteration, 1 got printed, second iteration, 2 got printed. Similarly, when 5 is equal to 5, continue means it will skip that iteration. Whatever is written after this line, it won't print. It won't print this or whatever we write here. Maybe we are writing too many lines. Anything, whatever we write after continue, it won't execute this part. And it will go to the next iteration. It won't break out, but it will skip one iteration whenever that condition is true. So if I am running it and writing 9 here, see 9. See 9 is not here anymore because when the iteration has 9 here, 9 equal to, it gets executed and it skips this part. It doesn't print this part. So if I am moving it before it, okay, and running this, see we're writing 5. You can see everything got printed. Continue has no use in it. There was no purpose of using continue. So you can see that continue only is used when you don't want the following statements not to be printed. Let's say I'm writing print boss. So I want to print my name after every number. See 5. See here what happened. When 1 got printed on this line, then 1 is checked, the condition is false, so this is not executed. So print will get executed, both got printed here. For 2 also both will get printed, 3 also, 4 also. But see 5, when it is 5 is getting printed here. But once the condition is fulfilled, it skips the loop and this doesn't get executed. So you see after 5 both is not there. So the logic here is break is used to come out of the loop immediately and won't print anything following that. And continue is also the same, but it skips the execution or the statement whatever is written following that. So both of the statements affects the programming or the codes following the break and continue statement. If you write something before continue or break statement, it will always get executed. So wherever you want it to be stopped or interrupted, you can use these two, break and continue. So let me try writing break here. See, I'm running it and giving 5. See, till 5 it got printed. 5, but not 5 bows, because bows is following the break. 5 is getting printed here only. After that, it is realizing that, okay, we have to break because the condition is true. Then it is breaking, so this is not getting printed. But everyone else has this printed, but not 5. So this is the difference. So next topic is assert, where we are displaying the assertion error. In this case, the application you will see later on, but you just need to know the function now, because it's used only when there is a specific purpose for it. Else it's not that used, but still you should know it. Enter a number. Let's say smaller than 5. Enter a number smaller than 5. Okay, so now I will write assert and give a condition x less than 5. Now pass on a message. You have entered wrong number. Then let's print that the number that you entered is correct and is equal to x. See what happened here is, okay, so here there is a problem. Oh, I didn't put comma here. L2, this will be colon, or just leave it like that. Okay, enter a number. I'm entering 3. See, the number you entered is correct. Let me write it in 2 different lines. Three. See, the number that you entered is correct and is equal to 3. Okay. So what happened here is, when you entered, if you want a number to be entered according to your wish, let's say in this case it's smaller than 5, I want the answer to number the user should enter. What assert does is, if you write a wrong input, it will throw you a different message. And if you are writing it correctly or entering correct number, then it will print the next following statement. Let's input something wrong. Let's say input 6 here and print. See, it is giving an error, assertion error, and it is displaying the assertion value that you have entered the wrong number. See, whatever I have given here, it is throwing that error. It is kind of a if and else statement. In if also you can write if this condition, then write this, print it, else you print this. It will work in the same way, but this is used to display as an assertion error, where you have to display it kind of an exception, or it's not a display function. It will stop the program and give you an assertion error in red format, in this format. We'll see the practical example later on in the program where it can be used, but there are several ways to do or fulfill this condition. Like as I told, you can use a if else statement, it will give you the same thing, but in order to display it in this format, we use assert. Here you can see the catch. Whatever condition you want, you have to write the true condition. Then what if it is true, then the following statement will execute, but if it is false, it will execute the statement beside that. So generally what happens in if statement, when we write if something, then if it is true, we write the statement here. But in case of assert, it is different. When the assert statement is true, it prints the next following all the statements. But if it is false, this statement, whichever you have written in the assert line, that will get printed. So when there is a long program, you want some kind, got reminded of any issue that needs to be addressed, you are just inserting this line inside that program, and whenever someone is giving a wrong input or something, it will throw this error and stop the program. So it is used to handle the errors. It's a kind of statement that we can use or take help of. So are you clear till this point?
Yes, but I have a question. When you write the number greater than 5, why it does not display only the message instead of both error and the message?
Sorry, can you tell me once more about the message? Which message you're talking about?
When you give 6 like input, okay?
Okay, I'm giving 6.
6. Yeah, why it does not only print the message that you have entered wrong number instead of printing this message and the errors?
This is the format of this function. If you want to be printed like this, then it's okay. If you want only the message to be printed, for that you have the else if else statement. I am showing you. See, you can write it in this way also. If x is less than 5, you have to write this. Else see, now I am running this. 6. See, you have entered the wrong number. This is what you wanted, right?
Yeah, I just wanted to know if with assert it will not be possible to print only the message.
No, so then there won't be any difference between assert and if else. This is for a special purpose. They want it like that. If you want it like that as an error, red color exception error, and you want the program to break out, in this case, in assert, what happened? The program is still running. Like if you want to print both here, okay, if you're running this, see, if I'm printing 6 here, you have entered the wrong, and then again both is getting printed. That means what? Even if this is wrong, then also this is getting executed, right? The program is still going on. Okay, see, I'm giving so many prints. 1 second. You need to give it in the next line. See, I'm just running this and giving 6 here. See, after getting the wrong answer, still we can execute as many lines we want. It will keep on executing. But in assert, see, what happens if I'm printing this? If I'm printing this here and running it, see, 6. See, this is not getting printed because it crashes the system or stops the system entirely. If you have that kind of requirement, you can use assert. And if you want to just display it and you can use if else statement, and it won't stop the program. It will just check the condition. Assert, what it does, it checks the condition. When like this can be used in a serious issue when you know that there can be some malicious activity or hacking activity where people are inputting random numbers to get into the system. See, you got to know about it. You went to the program and you know the place where they are taking the input from the user. You just wrote a single assert symbol and gave a assert keyword and gave a condition that you cannot input something like any special character or something. Then immediately it will stop you from executing further in the program. The system will crash. In that case, you can use assert.
Okay.
It's kind of based on your requirement. If you want to use assert, you can. If you want to be written like this, it's totally based on your requirement. You can write it either like this if you want only the message, and if you want assert and throw an error and stop the program to run, then you can use assert. It won't execute something which is written after assert. So Is it okay now? Till now?
Yeah.
So now we'll do some programs. I have done 2-3 programs right now using if, else, and for loop. But now you have to do. Can you share your screen? So write a program to print first 10 natural numbers. You will take the input from the user and print all those numbers. See, you are doing something repetitively. What if I will give the number as 10, 20, 100? That means you have to write it multiple times, right? So in that case, you have to use a looping statement, either while loop, for loop. So this is the hint. So you have to choose whether to use the while loop or a for loop. It's up to you.
I have the quote. Normally, you have the quote after the column, right?
You have to press enter and give the statement below that. Just press enter, colon, write the colon, press enter. Here you have to write the statement, whatever you want to be repeated. If you want something to be displayed, it should be in print function, right? You have directly written the text.
Oh God.
How many times it got printed? See, just check, scroll up, keep scrolling. It's 100 times got printed. It's not 10. Why? Because you have line 41 says the range of the loop, that is 1 to 100. But the number that you asked from the input, like X, you have saved it in X. X is not being used here. And you have named both as X. You should have named the first one as N. Yeah. Now tell me, where have you used N in the entire program?
Yes, N. 10.
So in the program, where have you used? You have asked for the input as and it stored the number 10 in N. Where in the program after that have you used N?
Okay. When in the program have I used this N pass here?
Yeah, N you have to use it, right? This is just the loop you defined. This line 41 and 42 does iterates 100 times. That is the function. But you have N with you right now. You have to write a condition so that this iteration stops at N.
Okay. For example, as with what you did with break, right?
You can do it without break also. Why do you want to iterate it till 100? The question was to iterate it till the number that you will be asked by the user, right? So instead of 100, you can write N.
Instead of 100, I can?
Right, you can write N. Replace 100 with N. You just saw, right? Whatever you wrote in the range, that many times it is getting printed. Okay. So, and what are you printing? You are printing some text. Instead of that, you can print X. Then it will show you the number. Do one thing, just write X. Yeah, not here. It is not a string. Just the number X. Cancel it. Delete the entire string. Your choice is correct. With the double quotes. Delete the double quotes as well. Yes, now write X. Since it is a variable, you cannot. Yeah, now it's okay. Now just print it. Run it. Give a number here. Yeah, see, till 99 it got printed, each and every number. Just scroll up and see. Okay, so for loop, what does the for loop do? whatever range in the range you define, that will be getting printed. Since it is getting stored in X is getting printed. So you are getting each of the numbers from 1 to 100. Okay. The question was to print from 1 to the number that you have entered, that is 10. So instead of 100, if you will write 10, it will work, right? Till 10, it will print inside the range. Line number 41, instead of 100, if you write 10, it will get printed. See, I told you it is always final position is always one less than, so you have to write it one more than that. So instead of 10, you write 10 plus 1.
You mean in the for range? Okay, for the printing?
Yeah, no. In the range, if you write, since you have written in the range 10, that is why it is taking from 1 to 10 minus 1, that is 9. But I want you to print till 10, right? So in that case, you have to write till 11. Then only it will print 10. Yeah. So you got it, right?
Yeah, that's the same thing you just did before.
Mm-hmm. So what was the question?
Is that Hamid that had the question?
In the chat, what was the question that I gave you?
Okay. I'll write a program that takes numbers as input from the user and print natural numbers till that value.
Yeah.
I'll write a program that takes the number as input from the user. Okay, we have this as the input, right? From the user. I mean, this line to describe the user going to enter, as integer.
So compare it with your example. You gave input as 10, right?
Yeah.
Then what happened?
This is our n.
Okay.
Here.
Then.
Okay. And each time this goes. So normally when you did it, you were doing it with the condition, but I'm not, anyway. Each time that we have one number being printed here, this condition is based on this for loop this line that we wrote here, right? Having the initial.
Yeah, 1. Yeah, 1. Initial position is 1.
Yeah.
So it is getting printed. This looping starts from 1.
Yeah.
It goes till 11.
Which is
minus 1.
Final position, yeah. Minus 1, yeah.
Till 10 it is getting printed every time. Because you have written print X.
Yeah.
Print statement inside. Okay.
10.
So do you think whatever question I gave is the solution is this? You're getting right the solution?
I was having this question till for the first side, for the first hand of the question, write the programs that take the number as input for the user and print all the natural numbers till that value. Okay, my question was till that value because I wasn't getting exactly what that means till that value. What you mean?
10. Till 10. If you are entering 10, till 10 it should go.
Okay.
So your answer is correct, right? So is it going till 20?
No, because I haven't defined it.
Yeah. Then just define it. Make it correct. Yeah.
Printing to 20.
So every time you will ask a user to input, you will go and change the code. What if I will enter 30? Then you will go and change the range to 31. It should happen automatically, right?
That means it's still hard coded. Is there any way to make it more dynamic than this?
Yes. Instead of 21, you can write n plus 1.
Okay, because it's still hard coded. Let's go.
Yeah. Just 1 is okay. 1, you have to start from 1, right? 1, comma, n plus 1.
Now it's dynamic, right?
Yeah. Now just run it. Now give any number.
Let's say 14. This is what I'm looking for. Okay.
You just see, right? You have taken n as input and stored it in n, but you haven't used n anywhere in the program after line 40. That is why it was hard coded. You never made use of that input.
Okay. So this is a dynamic way to basically set up this. Okay. So do you think we can do it the same with assert and all the conditions that we've seen before?
But the question doesn't require it. You can do it with assert. Try it with break. Just make the range from 1 to 100 or any other number.
Okay, let's say 200.
Greater than that, yeah. Now, line 42, you have to write a condition using if and break.
If and break, you said?
You write if, then x equal to,
let's say 10.
no, n, right? N. You have taken n, right? N.
Oh, yeah, okay.
N plus 1.
Okay. The n that we're going to pass in the compiler, right?
Yeah.
Okay.
N plus 1. Then break colon. You have to give a colon. Enter. Break, yeah. Just write break. Just run it. So you're getting the answer, right? What happened here is, whenever x is 1 for the first time, it is not fulfilling the condition.
Okay.
So it is printing x, line 45. Second time when it rotates, x is 2. So it is also not fulfilling the if condition. It is again printing 2. In this way, till 10 it repeats. When there is 11, 11th rotation comes in, then when x is 11 in line 41, then in line 42 it checks 11 is equal to 11, because n is 10, 10 plus 1 is 11. If 11 is equal to 11, yes, it is true, then it executes for line 43 and breaks out, and so it doesn't go to line 45 anymore. It breaks out of the loop, for loop, and the program ends. That is why till 10 you got it printed. It won't work because the in line 41 you have defined the range of the loop till 200.
Yeah.
You have to make it 300 or 500, then only you can use it below that.
Okay, that's correct. I got it.
Yeah. Because the iteration goes till 200 minus 1, 199. That is why.
Yeah, that's why I was trying these other numbers to make sure that I got it.
Instead of break, write continue.
What am I doing?
Yeah, continue. NUE.
Oh.
Unless the color changes, you won't, you will understand brown is a keyword. Okay. What happened here?
No, I might have touched something.
No. Indentation error. So do one thing. Before continue, just before C, put backspace. Take it to the first line, previous line.
Is that correct?
One more backspace. Go to the up line. Take it to the up line 42. Take it to the previous line just before the colon. Yeah. Now press enter. Yeah, that's it. Now do one thing for the print statement before 44.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Press 1 enter. Next line. Go to the next. Yeah, this is okay now. Now run the program. Give less than 200 because the range won't work. Yeah. Show me what it is printing. Yeah. Continue. I told you in continue what it does. It skips that part, right?
There's no 11.
Yeah, because when the x is equal to 11, it will skip. Line 42 in this case. X will run from 1 to 200. Every time it will run, it will keep checking whether it is equal to n plus 1 or 11 or not. If it is 11, then only it will continue or skip that portion of printing, line 44. And rest of the time it will keep printing. Got right?
Yeah, thank you.
So now what you do, the question now, changing the logic, right? Using this continue, try to print from 1 to 10. How will you do that? I mean, fulfill the purpose of break statement using the continue statement. This is logic building. You have to think, how can you do that? How can you stop getting those printed from numbers from after 10 if you're entering 10? You have to change the condition, right? Go to line 42. Yeah. If x is greater than n, greater than n, n plus 1 is not required. Yeah. Now print. Let's see. Run the program. Give any 10 or 20. Yeah. See, you get the same answer. Just see what you did. When it will be 11, it will continue. It will skip the loops till 200. 11, 12, 13, 14, 15. Every time till 200, it will skip all the lines. Here, what we are doing, we are using the false statement to print it. Whenever it is not, it is less than n, it is getting printed. When it is greater than n, it is continuous skipping. When you see continue, just remember it is skip the loop. We have to remember it that way. You can run and enter some other number and check. If you give more than 200, it won't work. It won't skip anything because x will never be greater than that value. Just give 210 or 220. It won't work. You won't see anything, any result as such. Yeah. See, you will get all the numbers printed because x was never greater than n, because x will range from 1 to 199. It will never reach 210. So 42 will never be executed, line 42. So 43 will also not get executed. You can get same answer in different logics. You need to know what logic you have to apply to make it fast. So a good programmer uses that logic which takes less execution time. Yeah, you do one thing. In line 42, just write x equal to n. You take the small example. Instead of 300, make it 10. Yeah. Now run the program. Just put something between 1 to 10. See, you don't have 4 there.
Yeah. The heck? I was like, yeah, I got lost and I got messed up at the level of the condition. Yeah, that's why.
So here you see the condition. Check it manually each line. See, condition is when you have it 4 equal to n, it will be continuous skip. So you see 4 is not getting printed.
Yeah, when n is equal to 4. Skip here.
4 is not there. Okay. So now change the condition. Greater than n. Now what is the meaning now? It will skip those values which are greater than 4, right?
Mm-hmm.
When it was equal to 4, it was skipping because you have written equal to condition. Now it is greater than n. That is greater than 4. Those will be skipped. Now run it. Put the same input 4. Give the same input 4. See, after 4 it is getting skipped. Greater than 4.
Yeah, that's
Let's do one thing. Change the condition to less than 4. Less than n. Run it once more. Yeah. Stop and run here. Give for same input 4. See, less than 4 is not getting printed. Rest all are getting printed. It depends on the condition. What you have entered.
I was messed up at the level of condition, so that's why.
So in the previous question, I wanted numbers to be printed till n, right? Till 10. The question that I gave. So that is why I gave greater than n condition.
Thank you, man. This is, it's better right now because I figured out my problem.